So, great Scott moment. So, I was talking with this 19-year-old gal, and she was, at a church barbecue, and it was Father's Day, and I was talking with some of the ladies, and they were like, what about this gal? What, she's 19. She hasn't really gone to college. She's still looking for work. She's kind of bouncing from here and there. We see that she's got a love for children. She's got all these different, wonderful things. But what is it that, we need to, push her or shove her into something? And I kind of laugh. And so, immediately while we're talking about her, she comes and sits down with us. And we're like, oh, yeah, we were just talking about you. And she's like, oh, were you really? And we were like, yeah, actually. And so, people were trying to give her duty advice. Why don't you do this? Why don't you go to college? Or why don't you, get a job? Or I see that, you work well with children. Maybe there's something with children. And I was like, why don't you get a journal? Take a journal and open it up and just write down the things that make you passionate, the desires of your heart. God wrote the desires of our heart. Okay, it's not by accident. If you're thinking, my desire is to be watching porn or to, do something horrible. Well, no. The sex drive is very healthy. That's a natural desire. That's good. Okay? All the desires are good. And yes, we can twist them and taint them in certain ways. And that's also, we're trying to control those desires, to attain it without actually having to apply ourselves to actually go through the work that it would take to, for love, for instance, to expect love without actually having to pursue a woman or a person and to go after them and seek their heart and give to them your heart. You just expect it. That's twisted and demented. Okay, that's not love. But so for this girl, and so I'm like, write down the desires of your heart, the true desires. It could be that you want to get married, could be that you want to have 4 children, could be that you want to write an American novel, could be you want to work with children, could be you want to be an astronaut. I don't know. I don't know this girl too well. But I'm like, write down all of the things that make your heart stir. And out of those, what are the ones that you think that you can accomplish or bring into your life in the next 6 months? And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd like to have a house on the beach. But I don't know if I can do that in the next 6 months. So that's going to be like a 2 or a 3. But to be able to work with children, that's definitely a 9 or a 10. It's definitely a possibility. You could find a way to do that. Yeah. And so, going through this list of all the different things. Get married, well, maybe it's a high one. If she doesn't have a boyfriend and she doesn't court many guys, maybe that'll be like a 5 or so. But, to have a list of what your desires are and to keep on modifying it. If it's, I want to feel desired, or I want to feel like I can walk into the mall and buy anything that I want because I have the money. That is a feeling, a desire that, it's good. It's good to be able to provide for people, to give to people. Maybe she wants to be a missionary. Putting the things of your heart on paper. Because then, when you are able to do that, you're able to see when God rises up and blesses you. Because you're able to see, oh, he's blessing me here. Oh, he's blessing me there. Oh, this desire is coming. I love it. And you start having a great passion for life and a love for life, a zest. And you're like, I just can't wait to get up in the morning and go out and do. because I know that out of the outflow of everything, there is so much grace and beauty and love that I can walk with a free heart and not be bound by anything but the desires of my heart, which are so good, and I love them all. I hope this was helpful for you. Blessings.